Alright guys, I'm back. Took a little hiatus from aggravation. I've narrowed it down to this front marker light along with the other one that I had replaced with this one. I'm having the same issue with both of them. So what I did was I had the gumption to get up in the garage. We've been having rain since Sunday. I had come home from work. I just don't want to do anything. Back in a funk, but that's neither here nor there. As you can see, the back lights all work. All the sockets were cleaned. Everything was replaced that needed to be replaced. All the wiring is all neatly tucked away. I actually taped everything up. This Velcro actually works pretty well. I say really well. So everything's taped up in black tape. You can't really see any colored wires there. Those, I'm going to bundle those up. I still need to pull, I think it's the white is the dome light. I have the yellow one is electric fuel pump, third light, stuff like that. I have to bundle that up. I'm going to cut the ends. I think I've said this before. Cap them so they don't ground out. Put them in a plastic bag and tape them up underneath here. Out of way, out of sight, out of mind. And in the event that I need anything there, I can pull it off and not have to run new wires to the fuse panel. Okay, I removed that shielding jacket. And I'm at the point where they pressed in that end where I cut it off. I cut it into pieces of it. But right where the black wire is, there's potentially, I haven't dug in deep enough, but I see, where are we? See all the corrosion on the wire? And see how weak it is? It's folded in on itself. I think that's where the break is. So I'm going to peel this jacket back probably an inch this way and see what's going on. I think the purple wire is fine because it seems like it's retained its rigidity. Is that a word? We'll use it. And see how it's not, it kind of just holds itself up, where this one is like, this one's like make-believe holding up. It's really weak right here, especially right there. So that might be the break in the wire right where they pinched it. And I guess over the course of time, 40 some odd years, it just finally said, you know, I had enough, I'm moving south. So we'll peel this back to here. I'll put the test light on it again. I'll power this up and test down to this point, or test the socket itself. Try not to ground myself out, and we'll see how that goes. Alright, see you in a bit. Put a positive lead to this with the test light and stabbing the wire. I'm getting power to this point, and then I came down here. I didn't want to cut this jacket, so there was already a hole in it, and I stabbed the wire there, and I'm not getting any power. So there's a break somewhere in between here and here. I'm thinking it's right at this crimp, because this black wire is kind of folding over easy. I don't know if it's going to work out, but we'll see. I'm going to cut this off, and then I'm going to try to heat shrink it afterwards and heat shrink it here and seal it back up. But I want to see what the problem is with this wire. So I'll bring you back when that's done, and hopefully we can look at it together. Alright, see you in a bit. Alright, I got the peeling back. I got about that much of the jacket off and it just came apart in my hand, so I'm pretty confident that this is the issue that I'm having with this one. So what we're going to do is we're going to splice in a new ground wire, or a feed wire, or whatever the hell you want to call it, because they're a double feed. There's no ground. The actual body of the light housing is what grounds itself to the car. So I'm going to put another wire in here. I'll solder one in, and I will fix that up, and then we'll somehow try to devise a way of getting this back on. I have some bigger shrink wrap. Maybe that'll work, maybe it won't, but we'll see. But I think this was the issue. It was driving me nuts. I couldn't figure it out, but finally I just gotta dig deeper. When you think you're that deep, you're just not. You gotta keep digging. Alright guys, bring it back when that's all put together and looking somewhat presentable. Alright, see you in a bit. Alright, we had some issues. I kept trying to find good wire all the way down on the black feed, or the brown feed. Well, it looks kind of black to me, but the wire is so corroded that it just keeps flaking away. I would peel some back and it would just disintegrate in my hand. So what I did was I got some 16 gauge wire, and I took the actual button. This is the factory one. See the button there? Where are you? Where are you? Where are you? Right there. There's that button. And that's what makes the contact with the bulb. So what I did was, it's not the prettiest, but I got that soldered on, and I made a new button on a new piece of wire. But my problem I'm having is that rubber sleeve that was kind of crimped actually works as a spring. It kind of holds the wire forward a bit, so when you put the bulb in, it kind of pushes it back. So this sleeve was actually doing something. Okay, I put away some of the tools. My bench is like, I don't know what it is. I think I know why these were for sale at the swap meet. They weren't working. A, because the wire was corroded right down to the socket, and B, the socket was just like this one. See it? Where are we? Right here. See how it's all mangled? Doesn't allow the bulb to go down, or the little spring plate. My little pen that I sacrificed was for no reason at all. I didn't have to do that. The actual plate was stuck inside the housing, and what I had to do was I unriveted it from the housing. I drove a 1/4-inch socket that was the same diameter as the bulb base, drove it up inside, and then with a brass, essentially it's just a chisel and it's just a punch, I actually pushed the plate back down, and then I just started to essentially do the body work on it and pull the dents out, and I got them all pulled out. Suffice to say, to get the bulb in was really tricky, but it seemed to work. Now if we come over here, I'm going to try this one-handed, which I don't think I should do, but we're going to see anyways. Living on the edge. I have a ground, this ground, which is grounded off to the battery ground. I'm going to put them on the housing. And then this was the black wire that was corroded. And then this was the purple wire that seemed to be always okay. So this is going to be parking light, and it's flasher. See how it's much brighter. So we got it fixed. Now I just got to put the ends on it and slap it back in and try it with the car, with the directionals and everything else working. But we got that fixed, so we actually I've been here for about an hour and a half trying to get this light socket to go and become straight again. I took it out twice. That's a heavy gauge shrink wrap, and I got it at the top, and essentially it sealed it like the factory had that seal at the top, so we're gonna be okay. Now what I'm gonna do is I'm going to put on 2 ends, hook it back up in the car, and I'll bring you back and we'll show if all the directionals and parking lights come on the way they're supposed to. And if that's the case, I can move on now to the light switch and the cluster panel. And this was tough, man. I'd rather be doing slinging mud and welding panels than doing this stuff. But I'll bring you back when I got the lights on and hopefully working. All right, guys, see you in a bit. Okay. Yeah. Ooh, blurry. Hold on a second. Let me make unblurry. Not much better. Okay, yeah. Yeah. Still on. Flashing. Yeah. Still on. Flashing. Sometimes it's not your ground, sometimes you actually have to dig a little deeper. much deeper. Apparently replaced the whole wire right down to the housing. So we're gonna call that done. Done. I'm so friggin' happy. Done. Alright, so this is Mark from the Second Gen. Hope everybody's well. 1 week of this. I see the YouTube Garage Gang's getting the Florida thing going. They're down in sunny Florida. And you guys do a little Sundance and send it our way. So hope everybody has fun. One day I will go down there and meet everybody. And just not yet. You all be safe. We got one thing taken care of. Now we're going to move on to the next. Thanks for watching, commenting, subscribing. Everybody be safe and have fun. Woo! Peace.